Ranger.
And I'm Judy, the athlete, and we're here to help you
Better your best. So, Judy, the topic for today is pressure. Maybe you can allude to that a little bit in your days of glory when you were competing at a very high level.
Yeah, pressure's a pretty interesting topic because I think back to the days that I was practicing, and I never practiced as well as I did in a tournament. It felt like when the tournament came around, that's when everything ramped up, and I shot much better than I did when I was practicing. But I hear all the time from people out there that like, oh, I've got to reduce the pressure, we got to take the pressure off of them, and I just don't get that.
Well, what you're saying makes perfect sense to me. I mean, from studying the athletes is, you know, when it means more to us and it's more important to us, we do rise to the occasion. We've got more activation in the brain. We've got better focus. A lot of things are working in our favor when that happens. So it doesn't surprise me at all. And I agree with you. We're not trying to take the pressure. Those practice situations, anything we can do to add a little more importance to it, little bets on the side, you know, rewards, what you use some of those things, didn't you?
Yeah, and on top of that, I shot every tournament I possibly could, whether it was a local tournament or a little thing. We put a club together just to create more tournaments so that we could create more pressure situations.
You know, there's another situation that comes up all the time, I think, especially for maybe our younger athletes, is they do good local tournaments and state tournaments, and then when it gets to the national and for you guys, you know, international levels, I mean, how do you prepare for that?
It's hard, but I think every little bit of pressure that you do helps. So every chance you could practice a scenario. I mean, I must have shot for the gold, I don't know how many times back in the alley. Just creating that scenario in my head that it was down to the last arrow, it was down to the last 3 arrows, or this was the moment, or this was the start of the first round. All of those kinds of scenarios to put pressure on myself.
Yeah, imagery. Use all your imagery you possibly can. Those are excellent examples. In order to create that pressure, you'll learn to work through it. It's the only way I know to do it, is you'll learn your strategies and what works for you, and then you'll perform.
So at the end of the day, we really want to be pressure players. Pressure players is where it's at.
That's right. I think people confuse pressure and expectations. They are not the same. Expectations is the thief of joy, as you would say, and pressure helps us.
It does help us. So if you want to learn more about this topic or other things in our program, please visit us at www.betteryourbest.net.